Hello, my name is Roz, and I'm going to be speaking to you about Black History Month. The first African Americans were brought over to America as slaves. They were unpaid servants, and while working under harsh conditions, were seeking freedom using the Underground Railroad. Though not an actual railroad, they used terms like conductors, routes, and passengers to direct people out of bondage. Harriet Tubman was a conductor on the Underground Railroad. She believed in universal freedom and equality, and her actions rank her among the nation's most significant agents of change. The second form of change was in the law. First being the Emancipation Proclamation abolishing slavery in January 1st of 1863 and allowed slaves to be free and help with the Civil War effort in the Union Army. The liberated themselves became the liberators, but still offered formerly enslaved people limited opportunities and segregation. The Civil Rights Act of 1875, approved by Congress, ending segregation in some public and private facilities and protecting voting rights for newly emancipated people. Businessmen and political figures included Booker T. Washington, who was an American educator, author, speaker, and advisor to multiple presidents in the United States between 1895 and 1915. He called for Black progress through education and industry rather than trying to challenge directly segregation and inequality regarding voter rights. National bias in school books in the United States and continued segregation in the educational system was another barrier to overcome for advancement of scientists. Dr. Percy Lavonne Julian of Americus, Georgia, world-class scientist, a self-made millionaire, and a civil rights pioneer. He worked with soybeans to form medicine, paints, lecithin, and fire extinguishing foams, and developed his own company. He sought to make medicines inexpensive for those who could not afford them, thereby making them readily available to anyone regardless of socioeconomic status. In 1990, he was inducted to the National Inventors Hall of Fame with 105 patents. Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in baseball. In 1947, he was voted Rookie of the Year. In 1949, he was voted the most valuable player, and he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1962. Social protest is another agent of change. Rosa Parks, pictured here on a Montgomery bus, protested segregation on the transit. After she was arrested for refusing to move to the back of the bus, that started a refusal or boycott of African Americans riding the bus for 381 days. Then the buses were integrated. Many brave Americans protested, marched, and were arrested, even died working towards equality. In 1965, the Voting Rights Act directed the Attorney General to enforce the right to vote for African Americans. Another scientific first, Dr. Mae Jemison, was the first African American female astronaut. Went into space on the shuttle Endeavour on September 12, 1992. Carla Hayden is our first African American woman Librarian of Congress. Barack Obama, our first African American president, and Kamala Harris, our first African American Vice President. Here, with the shadow of Ruby Bridges, who was the first child to desegregate a New Orleans elementary school in 1960. We hope you've enjoyed this presentation to celebrate Black History Month. Come on into the Elaine M. Panty Branch Library and pick up one of the books in our display, and click on the links below for more information on the topics covered today. Thank you for watching, And we'll see you at the library. That's the Elaine M. Panty Branch Library at 820 Tonawanda Street.